project Virai, DOOMER'S Life Escape. This is a psychological horror visual novel centered around a girl called Hicha. She is a complete recluse, totally isolated herself from society, and she's living in the darkest pits of her depression, dreaming about the day when she will win at life with her online persona, which is called Virai, who is essentially a VTuber just like me. It tackles topics like depression and how it can impact your view on the world, your self-esteem, you know, whether or not you look after yourself. It's all things I could relate to before I'd even played the game. Hicha, she's completely lost all confidence in herself. She's barely eating. She's smoking some nasty shit that's like impacting her health. She's lucky if she's attempting to even shower every few days, and she just doesn't leave the apartment if she can help it. But then we have her online creator persona, Virai. So she's a complete opposite of Hicha-san. She's positive, she spreads good vibes, she connects with others, and she's basically living out her dreams. The idea that Hicha-san is living her dreams as Virai through VR, but can barely pull herself out of bed in the morning, is kind of ironic. I found myself thinking, I wonder how many creators in a similar space to this, like the VTuber community, which is the perfect comparison for this, feels the same way as Hicha-san. She talks about Virai as if she's like this completely, totally different entity to her, when in fact they're the same person. If Hicha was able to see her IRL through Virai's eyes, she might be able to turn things around. And when I say they're the same person, think of your favorite actor and all the different things that they've acted in. Movies, TV shows, theater, whatever, video games. They might have a different character in each role, but they unavoidably bring some elements of who they are to the roles. It's completely normal, and it's no different in the creator space. Virtual talents play a role just like an actor, but they're still themselves in some way or another. Knowing this, I spent the week trying my damnedest to get Hicha-san in a good state, you know, high health and low stress. The path to this was riddled with fear and anxiety, since Hicha-san would get like these really weird nightmares with Virai involved, along with thoughts of Hicha-san's current living conditions, which she was neglecting herself. She wasn't doing any housework. She was moaning about tasks that she had to do as Virai, despite everything going well for that persona. I won't spoil things for the demo, but partway through we find that Hicha loses internet connection, and it's at the worst possible moment. I was kind of expecting this to be an outcome, but I enjoyed it enough that with all like the weird spooks and my investment that I had in Hicha-san's life, that I decided to replay it, but do things a little differently and see if we could get a different ending. This time I completely ignored the existence of her virtual persona, so that meant no streams, no collabs, no interviews, no concert. It started to have like a really weird impact on things with Virai showing up IRL for Hicha-san, but then like Hicha wouldn't comment or say anything about it. So I don't know if she could actually see it, or if this was actually for the player. It was like to remind us that, you know, Virai's there, or maybe that it was to say, you know, she's in control. I'm not sure. And if you play the demo, please let me know how you interpreted this. I do think it was probably, you know, a mixture of Hicha's mental state breaking down and Virai's message to the player to show, you know, she's ultimately in control. But across the two endings, it did make me wonder how things were going to play out in the full game. I think overall, this has potential to be a decent game, a good story, especially if you're pulling favourite in from those who like their darker stories. Will I play it on release? Yeah, probably. At some point. It's a horror visual novel with life simulator elements. Okay, those are two awesome things that I love. But it's also tackling those harder topics like living with depression, while also having like this opposite life as a successful virtual talent. So yeah, sign me up.